Hello, this is Raghunath. I run a social service for teenagers, especially for those with academic challenges called HowUCan. If any of you would like to know more about me, what's my background, how I now come to do what I do for teenagers, I would urge you to please watch the video in my YouTube channel HowUCan by Raghunath TV, the one titled Introduction and Overview for the Time Management series. You will learn a lot more about me and why I do what I now do. In the previous videos of this module, which relates to estimating how much time you need to allocate, you have learned the exact mechanics, the arithmetic of estimating how much time on each subject, on each day, a very day-to-day micro kind of assessment. Then I had told you, some of you who have some great vision about yourself, what you want to be in the future, very good to have. You say, what is all this doing? I'm getting lost in day to day. In this video, let's try and understand how do you reconcile in your mind the long-term versus the short-term goals that you may have or you may need to focus on. Goals and tasks are like parts of a journey. At the very distance where you are traversing into the future, there is a long-term goal. You would like to be there. They translate to what can be immediate, near-term, short-term goals. And to achieve them, you may need to do certain tasks. Tasks are day-to-day. Those are the ones you need to address today. How do we manage these? How do we make sure we don't lose sight of either of these or some of these and misplace our priorities? Please understand, long-term goals can be there, and if they are long-term. For example, you may say, I want to be a master of this subject, maybe artificial intelligence or English poetry or biotechnology. I want to be a master in that subject. Long term, in your 20s. Or I would like to design something by myself, invent something, create an app. I want to do something meaningful and impactful. I want to get into that college. Not now, after your 12th. Maybe in the 8th or 9th. 4 years from now, I want to be in that college. I want to be admitted into that college. Or I would like to study and learn so much and become something. Become an executive who is sought after, like a real estate banker. These could be your long-term goals. These are examples of long-term goals. But let me assure you, children, it is frustrating to do things that are not long-term when you keep your eyes only on long-term. What you need to do now may be frustrating for you. Why should I study this? I want to be a real estate banker. Why am I studying history? I want to be a digital art specialist. Why should I do algebra? Very valid question, but there is a reason you're doing that, which we will understand. Or you could feel, I love this subject. This is what I'm going to do in my future. I love this. Ignore everything else. Mistakenly. But that wonderful college that you want admission into may not look at, oh, how well you did in only your favorite subject. They may say, how balanced you are. Did you do what you were expected to do? Half-baked interest. There's a very negative impact of having half-baked interest in subjects that you do not think are priority. The moment interest levels come down, concentration comes down, learning comes down, and you will underperform and hurt yourself. You can't show 99.9% in mathematics and show 40% in, say, history and other subjects because you did not bother to focus on them. At times, you're so obsessed with your future long-term, that long-term goal of yours. You keep thinking only about that. Oh, what if this doesn't come through? What if I fail to achieve this in my 12th exam? You may be in 9th. You're too anxious about the future at the cost of ignoring the present. Please understand, without a today, there is no tomorrow. You have to successfully navigate today to reach tomorrow. And long-term goals are for tomorrow or the day after. They're good to have. They're good to have. But not a necessity to have for you to navigate the current requirements from you. If you do not have a long-term goal, don't feel bad. It will evolve as you mature, as you age, as you see the world. But if you do have a long-term goal, know that it has its place. Remember that journey on the road I showed you. It is at the distance. They are not a today item. Long-term goals are not a today item. How do I connect these then? How do I connect them to immediate tasks? You have to connect the long-term goals to short-term actions. Without them, the long-term will not happen. Only thinking of the long-term, you could lose out on doing the tasks that are going to take you to the long-term. For example, if the dream college of yours needs consistent performance across subjects, that is, you want to go into the dream college for, say, studying engineering. You may only focus on maths and physics. They may say, hey, you find you did well in maths and physics. What about English? What about biology? What about history? You see how you're compromising yourself by misplacing your time priority. In a way, you have to smartly translate your long-term goals to short-term goals, as you saw in the journey chart, and in turn to tasks for which we have learned one wonderful technique, the fishbone diagram. You have an eventual effect. What does that college need from me to be able to admit into it? What does becoming a great master in this subject entail for me for the next 5 years? Break it down into causes which lead to them, and those causes into tasks. For today, you may be in 9th grade. What should I do now in 9th grade that will enable me to achieve when I reach 12th grade or 11th grade? So examples of short-term goals could be, you may say, I want to go to MIT or this college or that, whatever. But you may currently be having a challenge in chemistry, so much that you may be flunking it. Your immediate task is not getting into that big college. Your immediate goal is to catch up on grades in chem in the next test. Focus on that. Through the fishbone chart, what all needs to go into my doing better in chemistry. Or you may be falling short of deadlines on homework. There may be a pile-up that is happening. There's no question of your long term if you don't get past this backlog. How do I change myself to finish homework on time? Otherwise, there's no question of long term. You have to survive the short term. What are the tasks I'm going to do now? Or habituating yourself to good, healthy study habits, like every day's portions being studied at the same time, same day, like I taught you on little drops of water make a mighty ocean. You may want to develop that habit. Focus on that. That's the short-term goal and task. Or concentration improvement. You may not be able to concentrate beyond 15 minutes currently. How do I move that to 45 minutes? That is today's task, not your long-term goal. This will lead to that if you're successful. So do you now see the connect? Long-term goal to short-term goals to tasks for today. If done well in the way in which I have taught you using the fishbone technique, can be aligned, they can be consistent. If you're not able to do that, keep aside long-term goals for now. Focus on the today. Get past today. Get past this current grade of yours. There will be no difficulty in navigating the future if you get the current today and the tomorrow right. With this learning on estimating how much to put in for each subject, not all preparatory steps needed for that. We are now ready, having learned the how to do, what to do. We'll now go into the when to do part of it, the actual when to do on a calendar in the next module. Is in a way generally applicable to all teenagers. Each of you, I'm sure, will benefit in some way from this. And I know each of you is different and unique with your own set of issues and challenges. I assure you, to each of you, I'm available privately to you to customize this, to help you learn these concepts in a way suited to you and your challenges. Privately, all you have to do is WhatsApp me on my phone number 98-203-45323. I will assure you, I will help you figure out how you can.